Hey everyone, Phil Gallagher here of ThrabenU for another Monster Train run. Since the last run, I have given myself a haircut, so I've lost a bit of that signature poof going on up there. What am I in the mood for today? Are we randoming? Yeah, let's random. That was working out pretty well for us before. You know, minus the egregious misplays and lack of scaling in a run. Okay, so we are melting Hellhorn, and we're going to get sapped during the boss fight. So we actually have an interesting starting combination. We can trigger a unit's extinguish ability without killing it, and we do actually have something with an extinguish ability. So a lot of times this is going to read as 0 damage 35, or 0 ember 35 damage, which is pretty good. And Rage 6 is totally fine as far as the starting card goes. It's scaling, oh baby. Conserving energy between turns is pretty hot, but so is Consumed Crown. This really helps out with scaling over the course of a run, especially if we get the multi-strike champion. And this makes our rage cards quite a bit more playable. We're also going to have a lot of turns where we save up energy because we're just playing dregs. Okay, so important thing, sorry. We have melting as our primary. So given that, I don't think I want this. I think I want the energy conservation. So I don't have a way to extend burnout currently. I bet, but I don't know for sure, I bet that Intent on Death triggers this. So this could become a decent tank, but I've just had so much success with the Burn Bright champion that I'm just going to take it anyway. Yeah, you can appear on every floor and hit the pyro bit. I will absolutely take the gold for that. We also have torches that we can use to chip away at the life total of these things. So, like, the real question here is, am I just playing this champion in the first pass-through of the deck or not? Because it is just going to die. I will kill 3 waves of enemies with it, and then that's that. It's possible that I should play it the second iteration through the deck, but there's worlds where I miss it by doing so. This is, like, definitely a little bit weird. The torch saves the most fire health by hitting up here. This is the unit that will have the greatest number of rage stacks. So similarly, playing this up here saves the greatest amount of fire health. I think the plan to kill the boss is use Ritual of Battle on, like, a train steward protected by some dregs or something of that nature. I think that's the long-term plan. And I think we're okay with Rector Flicker in front to just kill a larger number of these units. Good with you taking 25. Yeah, you're probably dead next turn anyway. Then I'm going to hit a unit for 60. Yeah, so I'm good with this. How much are you doing? You're dealing 6. That does not kill a train steward. So I can get both of you there. Didn't draw a torch to get the collector, but that's okay. This is unfortunate. I hope I deal enough to the boss that, like, this is relevant. I think a train steward is going on the top floor. I can keep this train steward alive, which has some amount of worth. I'll still conserve 2 energy for the following turn. And I can play these here so they get a hit off. This is okay. So, kill 1, kill 1. And now we probably rage you up. I have 2 units coming that can stand in front of you. You're both going to burn out. Alternatively, I put 2 units in front of you, and then while the rage is still at its highest number, you get those hits. That might be better. Alright. So at this point, I don't get to do a ton more damage, and the fire finishes you off. Left you at 51, fire takes 3 hits. Okay. Alright, fight. So, if we're not offered a way to increase the burnout counter of this, reforming a unit has real value as fights go very long. The issue, though, is that I might not always have space for that unit. So the easier pick is, like, take a draft and upgrade it, and, like, hope we solve the burnout issue later. I think we're going for creature upgrades next floor. So we don't have the most impressive things for either of the next 2 floors. Floor 4 is where it starts to get interesting. Like, our path on the right is good with Hellvent and Unstable Vortex. We have double barrel to worry about on Fatalist. Alright, how are we doing this? The play may actually be go left on this floor, take the gold, and then try to upgrade 2 different units here, assuming that we get a unit from the next fight. We do that, this unit isn't good on the next floor either, which is a problem. I think I'm going to take this. It's very good with our rage currently. Armor is not great with our burnout units that are dying anyway, unless I can solve the burnout problem. If I solve the burnout problem, this is very good. If torches, I don't necessarily need this. I already have some rage for scaling. I'm going to take the fortify. Like, 0-cost things that let us preserve energy for future turns, like, definitely has some value. Let's try to high roll and hit the lady here. No, not that lady. I wanted the one that gives my units burnout on hit. Big Sludge is interesting right now. It's some amount of scaling. I think I like the big fat body that hits hard, though. I don't know, this is like a wickless unit, so it's not going to burn out. Already trying to upgrade this at the shop offensively. I want to upgrade one of these defensively. Let's take the big sludge. I don't want to be too all in on the burnout plan when I haven't been offered something great. Okay, yeah, here we go. So this is, sorry, quick math check. Yeah. We have just enough. So we multi-strike this again. I think we multi-strike this again. We give this another stack of burnout so that it actually gets to hit more. And then we'll upgrade this to survive for longer so that it gets a chance to scale. Enemy units enter with armor 10. A unit draft is, like, very reasonable, but... we can probably make it through armor 10. Like, definitely good against our torches, though. So this is probably a fight where we don't end up playing a lot of the torches that I draw. So I think I'm good with Rector, Flicker, on floor 1, just kind of deal with the front creatures for the next couple of waves. And then we'll play Big Sludge on floor 2. And let the Train Steward die, and start building up the Big Sludge to be the thing that wins this fight. It's possible I should have done that on 3 instead. You don't get armor. Which means I should probably torch you for the money for the long term. Now, what am I doing with this other creature here? So you kill this, and Train Steward get a decent-sized hit on this. I think I'm okay with that. I'll also do this. There's 1 energy for the future. This is an awkward turn to draw you. I maybe should have not played this other dreg to play this in a spot where it's acceptable for the boss to hit it. If I draw 5 cards on this floor, I draw 5 cards on this floor, I get a reshuffle, and then I draw a new hand. So it's possible that I can redraw this draft and play it on the top floor later. I guess we set this up here and call that good. Let's check and see if this gives harvest. Does not. Okay, so like awkward floor is awkward. You know, we're just kind of taking the damage here. And we'll build up the Ritual of Battle here. With 11 health, we're not getting there in terms of killing you with torches, which means I'm doing 11 every turn cycle, which is not great. Play a reasonable sized unit here and conserve energy. The dreg change it so that I deal any damage. Yes. Oh. Sweet. Alright, we're doing a considerable amount of damage to the boss. This is 70 damage to the boss already, and I don't think I want to use up the last slot on a dreg that's just going to have burnout 1. So we'll conserve that energy. And the boss is already dead, but, you know, for giggles, play that out. Alright, the extinguished cards are doing some work here. I think, like, no questions, I have to take Purifying Cleanse for my champion here. Sending a unit is definitely interesting here. Give me a little bit more control over the fight. And can maybe allow me to set up an interesting top floor or save a unit from disaster. I think I'm going to go ahead and take that. Alright, what am I doing on floor 3? Floor 3, I need to set myself up for the Hell Vent. What am I doing at the Hell Vent? Hell Vent can duplicate the draft at this time, which kind of seems like whatever. You duplicate Purifying Cleanse, which is like, eh. I can upgrade Big Sludge again and then duplicate it. I can also upgrade Paraffin Thug and try to gain some gold for the long term. Like Paraffin Thug and Big Sludge is an interesting combination. I think I'm taking something that gives me gold production in the long term. Paraffin Thug hitting hard, I think, gives it the nod here. Alright. So we're going to go left, and we're going to do our upgrades prior to Concealed Caverns in hope of getting a duplication event there. Wick on the Thug is pretty interesting. I think I like that. But that eats up most of my money, making my duplication event worse, so like maybe that was not the play. Some Ember deposits today. I think that getting extra energy that I can conserve between turns is very good with Protrusion here. So, on higher Covenant levels, you start with 2 Blights in your deck already, and then you gain 2 more from this event. We'll see how this goes. Constructed Barrels exploding twice is slightly awkward for me, but we have enough torches that hopefully that's not that big of a deal. Alright. How are we playing this? One of these two probably goes on floor 1. I can play Big Sludge, double drag in front of it to let a whole bunch of units die, and give this thing a whole bunch of rage, and then set Rector Flicker up on floor 3. No, it's not doing a lot of work on floor 3. This is a really awkward turn. I have 25 cards in my deck, and one thing that increases my burnout for my champion. I can't kill this bomb. I don't have a torch, so I'm lacking the ability to really set up well. Don't know that I can play Rector Flicker on 2 and just like let it take 20. And I also don't know that I can throw this thing on 3 meaningfully. I could play Big Sludge on 2 with double drag in front of it, and then let Rector Flicker take 20 on 1. That's the same as double Exploding Barrel here. I don't like this turn. I don't like this turn at all. I'm worried about taking too much damage on these primary units so that I am not tanky by the time the boss comes around. I'm also worried about my big sludge scaling if I do what I'm about to do. I don't think it's time for a Ritual of Battle. I would like to just conserve that energy for future turns. This quick would be so hot if I could deploy this well this turn, but I can't. I can play Entombed Explosives, Intent on Death, kill this. This is going to explode twice, so it would kill Paraffin Thug. Even if I fortify? Yeah. Yeah. Again, another just very awkward turn. We're not drawing the torches at very optimal times. Play you here, and then I have to play Paraffin Thug the next time through the deck, so I'm not getting the gold that I really want. All in all, just yuck. We're taking 12 this turn, and then you're going to die the following turn after hopefully killing a front unit. I think I'm good with that. So let's stack up armor on you, assuming that that's the way that we get profitably ahead with this fight. Alright, so I kill you, and then burnout occurs. Doesn't matter that I kill this bomb. I don't have to waste the energy. Guess you're not actually dying, huh? You wouldn't be dying if I put you down. But I can do more damage to the boss by getting a hit for 14 in here. Rain Steward on 1 is probably acceptable. Drag on 1 is probably acceptable. And do we take 2 damage on the boss here or conserve energy? We probably have enough energy conserved that like 1 ember for 2 damage is acceptable at that point. Haste here is a no-go. You need to die. And even though this rage is going to decay a bit before it super matters, I think we start building it up. I also think we let another unit die up here. So there's 3 attacks coming in. I can kill one of you with a torch. I can kill another of you by attacking. Yeah, that's fine. We still have plenty of energy to serve. You're 1 turn too late, friend. So, at this point, is the Thug in the draw pile? No, the Thug is not in the draw pile. The Draft is, which is awkward placement. That's okay. Let's just torch you. Give me a little bit more time, and you can be played on this floor, I guess. Then we'll hope to play our Paraffin Thug up at the top. I think I'm just going to take the damage here. Gets a kill on this unit. Actually, we can deal a somewhat considerable amount to the boss by just ascending this unit up a floor, which isn't going to change things on other floors. Like, I ascend that up, and I'm going to get a kill on this, and then the Pyre can kill that since it doesn't do any damage. And the next question is, do I just play a Train Steward up here? Or... no, I don't think I played the Train Steward up there. I think I'm just going to take a little bit of damage on this floor, and then try to high roll and see if we can get some slay action going on. Yeah. You're quick, you kill this. No, you don't kill this. Days. Eh. Yeah. And a yeah. Alright, do we have dead? We don't quite have dead, but we will have dead with rage. Alright, good fight. That was not the fight that I wanted, like where I got to play the Paraffin Thug in the proper spot and get a bunch of gold, but it was the fight that we got. Okay, X cost spells are going to be extremely good in this deck. This is maybe not the best X cost spell, but anything that keeps our champion alive for longer is totally fine. This allows for, like, one big turn on a normal floor, and then everything dies, or it allows for a turn that really buffs a burnout floor considerably. I am going to take this. What do I need? I am still okay in terms of space. I think I'm gonna take a Lady of the House. Our energy problems are largely solved by the combination of these two things. I'm gonna go ahead and take card draw here. We are going to draw more cards, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we should always play more cards in each turn cycle. Alright, so the question is, like, what would I like to duplicate here? I'm really not the best duplication deck right now, if I'm being honest. Like, having another copy of Purifying Cleanse is super cool. But I don't know that that's, like, worth going right, when otherwise that's just, like, card remove. Then again, I don't know how great this way is either. Like, the card removes are very good. The fire health is borderline nothing, and this is weak. Like, this is very good on this side, this is very good on this side, this is good, this is, like, medium minus. I think I'm gonna go left and hope for a good artifact. We're not applying much armor right now, so 40 fire health is totally reasonable. I think we increase the stats on this. And now size starts to become an issue. So Big Sludge probably goes on the floor where all the dregs are randomly dying. Rector Flicker and Draft and maybe a couple of dregs go on one floor in hopes of, like, eventually working towards a burnout focused strategy. Maybe same with Lady of the House. I think space is tight enough where we don't take a unit that is just a medium utility. That's tough. I'm gonna think about this one for a second. Be right back. Skip ahead about 30 seconds, YouTube folks. Okay, so sorry about that. Here's the problem. I have this unit that kills on Slay that has exactly 3 health. So 1 spike's hit means that this is dead. Additionally, all of my dregs die in 1 set of spikes, and my draft often also dies in 1 set of spikes. So while I think that we can win this fight mostly on the strength of our pyre that has increased health, the question is the value of the artifact going to be greater than the value of the gold that I get off of Paraffin Thug in this fight? The front units are going to have 95 health, which means that they are frequently going to live through an early floor Paraffin Thug, but not a late Paraffin floor Thug. So this is a weird one. The boss has a considerable amount of health, and it's going to get stronger each floor. So we would really like to end the fight on floor 1, but our floor 1 is going to be dead, like very, very clearly dead if we take this challenge. I am going to pass on this challenge and try to preserve our pyre health for a more difficult fight. Okay, so somewhat awkwardly, we have not drawn a torch to deal with this creature, so some stuff is making it up to the 3rd floor. We need to prepare for that this turn. So I think easy play is Big Sludge is now going up on this floor because it's going to get some early kills there. I think that I'm going to set up a burnout floor here. The real question is, where do we put the Dreg? I guess if we put it back here, that gets a kill on everything. And I actually kind of did you a disservice. What are we doing with Entombed Explosives? I'm going to put that on floor 2. It's possible I should not have played that out at all. Alright, Paraffin Thug on 2 now means that I can get a kill here. We'll play you second run through of the deck, I guess, at this point. I'm fine with you going directly to the 3rd floor and getting killed by you to harvest? Maybe that's not true. Maybe I want the gold. I can't really get the gold, though. Like, you give yourself haste. Alright. You win this round. So in terms of large units, I have Trade Stewards left. Okay, cool. I guess one of you can go to floor 2. Yeah, all in all, I think I'm okay with this as a turn. Burnout's a problem, huh? We have whiffed on the Purifying Cleanse. That's not great for me. So that means that this floor now needs to be like the big we end the fight here floor. Means I'm going to want to start ascending Train Stewards up to that floor to deal additional damage. Get one more kill on this floor. And all bad good. Right on time. So now we'll hope to draw this and the draft at the same time. Haven't drawn an Ascend or anything. Let's figure out what's going on with this floor. This is not the turn to just burn this. Thinking about entombed explosives and whether or not I want to deal 35 to this. I deal 35 of that thing, 65. There's 25 remaining and you get a kill on it. No, hold on, you only have 25 attack right now. So I guess in hopes of getting kills on floor 3, I could also just torch you and try to get money on floor 2 by hitting you for 20. We could do something like... Yeah. Yeah. Oops. So there's 16 left, so I do get a kill on you next floor. Is this an okay turn? Should I play a Dreg? I think I can play a Dreg Edge for future turns. Apply some burnout to it. It's now interesting whether or not I wax and spike that, since I add that burnout. But I think I'm just going to try to draw that. Yeah, so this is closer to, like, quote-unquote, the plan. Do I ritual of battle on the train steward instead? I don't think our boss hits, like, technically more damage. If I put it on the back unit, but, like, there's this, like, tiny spot in my heart that's going, like, did the boss have sweep? I'm fine with just conserving at this point. Boss did not have had resolved. Okay. So I think an easy play this turn is just give up the floor, move this up here. And you have quick, you're hitting for 20. I apply Rage 6, it's not enough for a kill. But you having a greater amount of rage is great for later. Train Steward goes on this floor, and torches can be wasted. You were drawn on the wrong turn, buddy. You're getting your attacks in. Armor you up. We've made our stand on the wrong floor in terms of the boss's abilities. Hopefully that's fine. So, like, we purge this, and then we turn the Train Steward into having, like, one exceptionally large hit for 30. I guess that's after we Rage of Battle here. Actually, this is not better, is it? So you get like 3 hits for 15-ish and then block, and I get another hit for 40 if I don't do this. Yeah. Oh wow, the fire died. Oh no! When I was doing my math, I was not thinking about the resolve ability again. Oof. Okay, so what went wrong? We had energy covered. Like, energy was like so good this turn, this run. But the issue was that our burnout units that we were trying to build around just were not coming together. So we took the early Burn Bright champion, and then we passed on the Resolve card, hoping to get more cards like Purifying Cleanse and what is it, Wicklash later. And we were not offered those cards. So we were trying to build around something and kind of like failed. It's so like since a lot of you play Magic, like in Magic, a lot of times when you're drafting, you're like trying to go into a strategy, so you take some picks that hedge towards going into that strategy, and then you get cut off, and you end up with a like medium minus power level deck. That's kind of what happened here. We started out hedging towards like building a burnout based deck, and then like we absolutely whiffed. As far as that last fight goes, I could have played Big Sludge on a different floor and like tried to make the stand on floor 2 instead before the boss had powered up more, and that would have let my back units get in more hits. We ended up like pretty close to winning that fight, but just ended up on the wrong side of it. Um, and that's that's okay. We'll try again. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow.